going on, you guys? Like what you guys said, Chance your boy Big Dog back with another one-take review for a series on Netflix, Transformers War for Cybertron, Chapter Siege. Yeah. Oh my. Listen, I gotta say, huge Transformers fan, okay? Love the Transformers. So much to the point, well, I would defend 4 of the movies, okay? Now, one of them, one of the worst abominations I've ever seen. Yes, I'm talking about The Last Night. And Revenge of the Fallen isn't that great. And I know there are definitely problems with the fourth one, which name is escaping me. But I would argue anybody down that the first Transformers live action film and the third one, especially that third one, is one of the greatest things ever put in the cinema. But nonetheless, this is definitely Transformers, but this kind of reminds me of the Transformers. Well, this is definitely the Transformers from like the 80s and stuff like that, which is saying something considering the fact that those are not the Transformers that I grew up with, if I'm just being honest. I grew up with Beast Wars. I never, and this is a honest to God truth, I promise you I'm gonna get to the review in just a sec. I never watched the original Transformers, the cartoon, like with the cars and stuff, like basically what this one like is based off on. Never in my life watched it until like maybe a year or so ago, when I watched a couple episodes, didn't like watch the whole thing because I got tired of with some stuff. I grew up watching Beast Wars, like Cheetor, Optimus was an 8, Megatron was a Tyrannosaurus Rex. Like, that's my Transformers. I didn't know. Listen, even when they first started, and I really swear I'm gonna get to this review in just a second. But when I actually heard about the movies coming out, and I saw that there was cars, I was super shocked because I'm like, they're not cars, they're animals. Like, what are you doing? And then we were like, no, they were cars. They were cars first. I was like, what? You lying to me? But yeah, anyway, I can't wait. They got the Beast Wars live action on the way though, so I'm excited to see that. But I enjoyed this because a couple different reasons, man. I think it gave a little bit more depth to the characters. One, Optimus is not Optimus right now. Okay, we know Optimus. Okay, Optimus is that dude who gives a speech, and you being a human think you can run up and fight a Transformer with a pistol. I've seen it done before. Okay, you know what I'm saying? That's not the Optimus we get in. This Optimus is. You kind of question him at times. That some of the Autobots do as well. You know, you go look at Megatron. It's like they got it all together. Okay, every one of the Decepticons got everything together. You know what I'm saying? They're just on top of the world. And the Autobots seem like this little ragtag group of people who are just trying to really like you. Kind of think to yourself, hey, the Decepticons got a point. Maybe you guys maybe things will be better if you guys just stop your little your little resistance or whatever. It just come join us and everything will be handed in the notebook, okay? But that's not. But what's even more interesting is that it kind of gives you a feeling of like what things might have been like before. Because watching this, I'm just thinking to myself like, apparently Optimus and Megatron used to be on the same team at one point in time, and they were a part of this like revolution, you know what I'm saying, or something. So I'm like, are the Decepticons actually the bad guys? Because Megatron, it seems like it's about Cybertron, but then it's about maintaining Cybertron, but then it becomes more than that. Because just strictly out of competition. Both of them very competition. Both of them are leaders, you know what I'm saying? But when I'm watching, I just can't help but to think like the Decepticons have so many people backing them. So many different people backing them. And I'm like, is it because, it has to be because like, hey, they believe in, you have to believe what Megatron is spitting, right? And then they always allude to like what it was like in the past. To me, it feels like the people who were shunned and mistreated. You know, the other, like, I felt like at one point in time there was like the 1%ers who like shit on the rest of the Transformers, and then Megatron, Optimus Prime, and like really like came and attacked and like, hey, this is not how it's supposed to be. But then after that happened, they took those people down. It became more about like a divide, because me personally, I didn't know there were other kind of Transformers. I thought you was either Decepticon or Autobot. I didn't know they had people who were just neutral. Never knew that. But this is like, yeah, the people know. Bumblebee's neutral. I always thought it was Autobot. Okay? Like, there's so many different things. Now you got Starscream, you got Soundwave, you got... I'm seeing them after watching the animated show, and then seeing them in this, I'm like, yeah, they got it pretty right. Then I think back to like the beginning of Bumblebee when you see him. It's like, oh, that's why people were so hyped when they saw him like right there. Yeah, it's like, oh, these are the original Transformers for them. You know what I'm saying? It was great to see, but are you watching them like? It's pretty real. You know, there are definitely some things happening. You know, there are a couple of questionable things happening too. And I'm thinking like, yeah, they're definitely Transformers happening. Like, are y'all built or do you have sex? Like, it's still like a weird question that I have. I don't know why I'm thinking about robots banging, but they definitely clanging and banging though in some kind of way. I don't know how, but yeah, they definitely doing that. But I enjoy it because I think this version of the power struggle between Autobots and Decepticons is I think a good one. And Autobots have always been, you know, they've never had as many people as Decepticons. Which there's a part of me just like, I'm hearing what Megatron says, and considering all the context clues as to where they came from, I just can't help but to think, are the Decepticons on the right side of this? And are the Autobots on the wrong side? That's something that sounded like something somebody was saying, like a quote, and then an episode to go off, and then you like find out next time. But I'm still here, y'all. I'm excited to see the next chapter, or whatever it's gonna be called, because where this leaves off kind of makes me think that something's about to happen that, you know what I'm saying, it's to be expected. But I don't know if they're gonna go that route. But if it does, it's beneficial. But at the same time, it's gonna actually make me question a lot. I think where this goes next is gonna make me question a lot of things, considering the fact of what I've seen now. You know what I'm saying? Because I will be honest, I don't know who's in the right, because you question certain things Megatron does and what he's trying to do. You're like, hey, bro, that's just not right. And then, but at the same time, you're also looking like, what? You kind of feel like they're both trying to get to the same point, but using different methods and like have different ideas on it. So it's just weird. But I think it's the most I've ever thought about like the Transformers war in general, like the war between Autobots and Decepticons. I've never thought about it in depth like this. You know what I'm saying? So good job, man. Hey. Man, get to work on that Beast Wars live action film, okay? But yeah, you guys let me know. Oh, one quick thing. I wish we had Optimus. This was not Optimus' original voice. Every time I know Optimus, there couldn't have been Optimus' original voice. If it was, I'm just sadly mistaken. But like, it's like somebody's doing the Optimus voice, which is weird because why you doing the Optimus voice? You know what I'm saying? So I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. But like I said, you guys let me know what you thought about the series down in the comments. I definitely enjoyed it. Hope you guys did. Hit that like button, subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching the video. Hope you guys are staying safe. And I'll catch up with you guys later. Peace.